Hello, my name is Natina, and I just wanted to give you guys my testimony about my experience here at Butler Creek. It's been a whirlwind experience, but an absolutely wonderful one. I came to Butler Creek, I thought by accident, but there was a divine purpose for me to be here, and my life has been completely transformed. Initially, I was looking for a relaxation, spa-like experience somewhere very posh and relaxing for a wellness retreat. I've been extremely stressed out, burnt out, 2 cell phones, 2 computers, crazy work schedule. Life was going well, met all of my goals. This year my daughter graduated from high school with honors, went to Ivy League University, basically full academic ride. COVID happened, which was not, we were not expecting that, but that changed my plans for moving out of my hometown to a beach town. So a lot had gone on this year, but even still with all the things going on in our world, my life is going in a great direction. I exceeded all my goals and plans at my company and my businesses, and even at the position that I work with, working over some schools for children. But life has a way of catching up with you. You can keep pushing things down and putting things off, but eventually you will have to pay. And I was paying with my mental and emotional health, and eventually it takes a toll on your physical health. And I was looking to actually go to another location nearby called Wildwood, which the members of Butler Creek are very familiar with. But it turns out, I was trying to leave right away, and I just wasn't able to get through. And they said, well, why don't you try this place called Butler Creek? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. I don't want to go. I looked, I was like, this looks like the woods. I don't want to be in the wilderness. I'm looking for something relaxing and posh. So I kept looking for something else. And in my process of doing that, I just kept looking at the YouTube videos, and I wasn't sold, but there was something about the people and the spirit that was coming through those videos that made me think, like, there's something about this place. I liked the spirit of the place, and everyone was smiling and happy, and you could tell that the pictures were not like staged, like everyone was out and serving. And I laid down the night that I found out about Butler Creek, and it was like 11 o'clock, and I'm in bed about to go to sleep, and I was looking through the videos again, and I realized that I was in a position of just mental and emotional, just bankruptcy, like empty. And in looking at those videos, I made a note, I need to make a decision. Just make a decision, whatever it's going to be, whether it's going to be the spa in California or a wellness retreat, just make a decision tomorrow morning. And I made a decision next morning. I called just to see, and Lou answers the phone, the guy in the videos. And I was like, oh, this is the guy in the video. So he talked and answered some of my questions, very friendly. And they didn't know if they could get me in right away. And of course I was trying to put it off. I was like, oh, this was like on a Thursday. I said, oh, I'll come next Wednesday and I need to get everything together and line everything up before I go. But if you do that, you'll never go. You'll never get things done. You'll keep putting it off and making other excuses. And he said, he'll have somebody call me back. And so Jonathan called me back, who I know now, wonderful person. And he was very authentic over the phone, answered all my questions. And I was scared. I was like, one question, do you guys have snakes? I do not like snakes. It's like the only thing I'm afraid of. And he was like, yeah, we have some snakes. I actually saw one the other day. And I'm like, nope, forget it. Like, before I give you my money, I'm not doing it. But in thinking about that, I said, you have to face your fears. And one of my fears was leaving and doing this and possibly going into the woods and doing something completely opposite of what I thought that I wanted to do. But God was setting me up for something great and life-changing. And it turned out that Jonathan said, well, we possibly have a space available for you tomorrow. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, someone was supposed to come, but something changed, so I may have a space. And I'm like, well, okay, let me think about it, but let's just plan for Wednesday, but call me back and let me know. And I was having a bad signal, so we were playing a little phone tag, but he called me back and he said, hey, the place is available. And I was talking to my sister, and I'm like, book the ticket, just do it, and make the decision and just act on it. And so Jonathan, they made a space for me. Marie called me. She's the head of the Lifestyle Center. I got to know all these people once I got here, put faces with names, but everyone who was actually at the facility that I'm working with intimately answered the phone, and I talked to those people in the process of admissions, which I think is wonderful. You're not being handled by other individuals, you're being handled by the people that are actually ministering to you and giving you the health and wellness experience. I mean, if you look at the website, you'll see things sometimes, it's like people are going through very serious, problems that we can recognize externally, but there are a lot of people that are having internal issues that you can't see on the outside, and things look really great. But the one thing about Butler Creek, when I got here, I was picked up by Ryan, very friendly, fun-loving guy, answered all of my questions, made me feel welcome on the ride from the airport to the location. And it's a health center. I came for the lifestyle program. I came for cooking classes and devotion and exercise and all of these other things. And I got so much more than what I bargained for and what was even presented to me. The care that everyone has, the compassion, they really live out what they're preaching and showing in their lives. And the one thing about it is, it was a wellness message. They were teaching me about presentations about life and health reform. The diet was a completely different diet than I was accustomed to. I started eating, vegetarian and vegan, years ago. And but the food here had no oil, no dairy, but it was all very good. Everything is so clean. It's all made with love. And you get to participate in the activities here, so you feel a part of sharing and in service. So they have a part called Useful Hands, and it helps you clear your mind, and you feel like you're doing something that's valuable and learning valuable skills, and that boosts your self-esteem, as well as get your mind off of the things that you might be worrying about that really aren't that important when it comes down to the grand scheme of things. The grounds are absolutely beautiful, just connecting with nature, and then having a community around you. Everyone here has been absolutely warm and welcoming. The people at the church location, they make you feel at home. So I just recommend that anybody who thinks that they need some love and some care and some you may think that you need an escape, but what you really need is a connection. And you want to plug in, and you're going to plug into the relationships with these individuals, but most importantly, you're going to have a relationship with your Creator. And that alone will change your life, and everything else that you're learning and all the other experiences that you have really are just icing on the cake that Butler Creek has to offer. So I encourage anyone to reach out if you would like a life-changing experience. I stayed even longer than I planned. I'm staying an extra 2 weeks, and who knows how long I might stay after this 2 weeks, because it's been such an enriching experience. And meeting all of the students, it's showing you that you're not just here to serve yourself, but you're here for a mission that's far greater than you. So I just welcome you guys to Butler Creek if you decide to join us.